We were touring around the world, and we decided to make a live, I guess you could say it was a live DVD idea that would come out, which I haven't edited together yet. I haven't even begun to do that yet because we started to film other things. The director jumped on the bus and he started to show me montages that he had created just from the crew and things we were filming. We would film every day wherever we were. We'd go out in Arizona, we'd go out in San Francisco, and he would put music to it, music from the live shows. And I would watch it and say, let's turn the music off for a moment. And when I would look at the little films, I started to realize there was a completely different story to be told. So that was the beginning of the new record. It was very collaborative between the film side and the songwriting side. These little movies that I'm calling visualettes, because they're not really videos, it's a different quality than that. They remind me more of silent movies, and the stories told through the song and the visuals themselves. Each song has one, except for a little song called Mary Jane, which I would probably get arrested if I would have filmed that. And so there's 16 visualettes that come with the album. Well, Mary Jane is a song, it's a true story about a young teenage boy who's having a conversation with his mom. She's going away for the weekend, and he's getting her to consent to allowing him to have Mary Jane over for the weekend. The only hitch is that she has no idea that he's not talking about a girl. You know what? I wish Tash were here, my 8-year-old, because she could probably be more objective, I think, than I about working together as a married couple. We think that we do a pretty good job, but I think she would say to you, there are those moments when we're both so passionate about something that's happening on the album that we don't leave it in the control room, and we end up taking it into the house, and she'll say, guys, this is getting out of hand, because it gets very passionate sometimes. We don't throw things at each other. We're not violent, but sometimes it goes on for a while, because we both think we're right. And you can't both be right if one person wants something a certain way. You can't have it both ways. How do we move past? Sometimes we don't move past it till we resolve it. We say we're at an impasse and we need to step into mom and dad mode. We have to leave the musicians outside of the house, which is very, very difficult to do sometimes. We've worked together longer than we've been married. So our working relationship kicks in much easier sometimes than being compassionate married people. But maybe that's why it's fiery. I mean, you usually want to have an affair with your engineer anyway. I mean, I did. And so it's kind of easier that I'm married to the guy I want to have an affair with. It sort of works out. Saves on divorce lawyers. Well, Tash is at an age now that is, God, it's such a great age. She's cheeky. She'll say things, she'll imitate me. She'll go on YouTube, and of course she searches for the most horrible moments, most awful moments ever. And in conversation, she'll just start bringing these things up that you have hoped would just be forgotten in the annals of time. And an 8-year-old just won't let you forget anything awful. They have to bring it up. And she's great at doing that. And she's also really into films and music. She loves house. She watches it all the time. She was addicted to One Tree Hill, but she's getting that little ratty attitude. At 8 years old, she was starting to talk like those girls. And I looked at her and I said, no, you're just being despicable. And she said, well, maybe you shouldn't allow me to watch that. I said, okay, well, we don't allow you to watch that then. So she now is into House, and she has the whole series. And we're okay with her. She'll come up to me, and I'll be taking some medicine, and she'll say, what are you doing, popping some Vicodin? I said, sip in public? No. She just quotes everything from House. So I said, no, Mommy doesn't do Vicodin, Dash. Not today. She is a smart little girl. She knows how to get around the world. She's great in an airport. She has ideas about touring and the shows and all kinds of things like that. She says she wants to be an actor and a doctor and write songs about the whole thing. She's starting to write songs. And that's really exciting to see because songwriters are few and far between. You get a lot of vocalists, and you do get musicians, but people who are able to write structures, words and music, that's really just, it is a given talent. It is a very special gift. And so we've been encouraging her, although she's not a player that's developed yet. She picks out her melody, but she can sing it. And so we're working with her.